Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sound Live. My name is Matthew, and I am your host. And we have some really incredible guests today. Not just one, not just two, but three special guests today. So I'm going to go ahead and start introducing you guys. So, first off, I would like to introduce the founder and CEO of the website with more than 1 million users, Bucket.com. Welcome, Eric Skaggs. How you doing, bud?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Excellent to have you on again. So we're going to be doing some music reaction and reviewing today. And my next special guest is Evelyn Holland, all the way from, well, I'm pointing this backwards. Okay, we're good.
Oh, you
all, the,
figure it out.
all the way from Portland, Oregon, from the progressive metal band, The Keys of Solomon. I have Evelyn Holland. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm actually trying out for a new band tomorrow. I might be playing bass. I might be playing guitar. I'm gonna be getting together with them at like 8:30 tomorrow morning, which is a very early jam, but it's good.
That's cool. Nothing wrong with a little bit of morning jamming. I mean, I actually am, when I do my live streams coming up that we're going to be talking about a lot today, I'm probably going to be doing a lot of those early morning jams. So we're all
Nice.
good. We're all good with that.
Cool.
Um, not too early. I don't want to wake up the neighbors or anything. But yeah, and also we have Kyle Walz. You guys know him. We've been doing this
Hey, hey.
every Monday.
Yeah.
Kyle Walz, really cool guy, man. Singer, songwriter, guitarist, solo artist. This guy, he's doing all kinds of cool looping stuff. He does soloing over himself and jamming out and using some drums and sequencing. I love it, man. How you doing today?
Doing all right, man. How are you?
Good, man. Good. So how's
Yeah.
Blood Candy doing? We've been talking about it.
Oh, yeah. Blood Candy, new album came out in February. It's doing well. And actually, I got to play some songs from it this past weekend at an art fair in Springfield, Missouri. There's probably around 8,000 people there, something like that.
Wow,
So
nice.
that was pretty cool.
Very cool.
To get out and play. It's been a while.
Oh man. I'm
Yeah. Yep.
I'm totally itching. I'm just getting things set up to start streaming from my bedroom here. That's the best I can do at the moment. But
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that. Um, and we've got music reactions coming up today because this is the music reaction and review show where we share music that we love with each other, and then we all talk about it and share our thoughts and feelings about it. Maybe discuss the musicality of things we like, the things we didn't like, all that good stuff. And so I'm gonna go first. Kyle, we've talked about this a couple of times, and haven't actually done it yet. So we're going to do this today.
Ah,
Um, this is actually live from, I believe, New York in 2000. This is Dream Theater, and this was over 20 years ago. The
wow.
song we're going to be doing is called "The Dance of Eternity." I got it
Oh,
all sent over to you guys now. This is Dream Theater's most epic instrumental to date at this time, possibly in their career. Um,
Hmm.
and it's just so awesome.
may
Um,
may I interject?
Please.
Yeah, this I've actually tried to learn parts from, and I've actually gone over it quite a bit and studied it as a piece. It's a lot, but yeah, I just like to say and reiterate, yeah, it's fantastic musical, and it it's just it flows and it's well written. Um yeah, yeah.
Good. I'm glad to hear you like it. Is everybody ready to listen and react while we listen and then talk about it?
Yeah.
Eric, you ready?
Yep.
All right. And all right. And Eve's ready? You ready too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, without further ado, Musicians Panel reacts to Dream Theater, the Dance of Eternity, live from Metropolis 2000. Here we go!
Wow. Jordan Rudess with long hair. Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's just so crazy for me to see. I know he used to be part of Benny Moore's band back in the day, way before Dream Theater. Oh yeah, man, it's that Portnoy attitude. I love his fills and his feeling.
It's a cool groove.
That lick right there that John is playing is so hard to. I mean, I'm kind of obsessed over that lick. Yeah, and then the preceding lick.
He could only reach like 7 or 8 frets. It's not that much.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the ragtime piano, you gotta love that. It goes straight into the ragtime. Yep. That bass, that bass solo, though. It leaves you transfixed. This part is not only hard to play because of the change in time signature, but there's subtle differences in the notes that John plays. Notes, I should say. Excuse me.
Just pulls you in. Need I remind you that was live.
Yeah, that was from the tour for that album, I believe, right?
Okay, Kyle, that was for you, man. I want your first time reaction to hearing that song.
Okay, I haven't heard a lot of Dream Theater, and I'm gonna be honest. I really need to be in a certain, I guess, mood is a simple way to describe it. To listen to music like that, it reminds me like if Rush and Zappa got together, and they didn't have the sense of humor of Zappa, but the virtuosity of Zappa. That's what I kept thinking of. It's like, what, Frank would have loved this or totally hated it or played something more complicated to make fun of them, or all of the above, because that was the Zappa way to to do things.
Yeah,
sometimes
he loved to troll on everybody.
Yeah. I don't know, for me, like I mentioned, to get in a mood personally, I have to be in a mood where I'm really wanting virtuosity, as opposed to something I could, whistle later. Like for a situation like this is like perfect, to give you something, because this isn't, I wouldn't even call this as a song. This was definitely a composition with all the different movements and pieces of things going on. Yeah, that's a lot to take in. Like Evelyn said at the beginning, like there's a lot going on. It's like I'm trying to pick different pieces. To me, what's interesting hearing something like that, how much you remember. Because I like I said, I was having all these memories and stuff. So I would be curious to see, like, after hearing something that's very dense with a lot of different pieces to it, what people remember. Because I know some of you mentioned like learning to play parts of this and things like that. So I'm just curious what specific parts you remember, or what stands out like that.
I would say that really midsection stretchy lick that I pointed out, just because I've kind of obsessed over that part, because it's like one of the hardest parts to play in the song. Yeah, I mean, it's like right. It's like playing, at a classical level, essentially, in a rock in a rock context, of course.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just because I've the entire thing, just because I've studied it so much. Like the most of it just loops in my head, at random times, if I don't have something else stuck in my head already, just because I've studied it so much.
Right. Another artist that came to mind, Al Di Meola. Thinking of the guitar playing and the just kind of run, and like I said, I can overuse the word virtuosity, because that's something Dream Theater is obviously known for. But wow, that's a lot to say. Hey Kyle, here's this thing you haven't heard. Give us some comments. That's hard to pick and choose, because there's and for people that don't know music, you could probably pick like about 45 to 30 seconds at a time of different things. Kind of like if you were listening to like a classical symphony that's like more like 40 minutes long, compact that to 6 minutes, and you got a lot more density of things you could pick and choose to focus on. To me, the part that really stood out was that groove. I thought that groove was
Yes.
kind of cool, and to me that was something that got me moving, as opposed to just made me want to sit down and watch. um, but I know music like this is intended to sit and appreciate, as opposed to like jump off the stage and punch your friend.
I mean,
Because
it's not exactly the easiest music to dance to. Let's put it that way.
oh right,
I
yeah.
mean, there's 100. I think I saw a video where a drummer went through all the changes in the song, and there was like 100, over 110.
Wow.
Yeah, like between different time signatures. I think it ends on what, like 6/8 or something like that, and then the next song is 4/4, which it oddly flows. I don't know how that's possible, but
Yeah.
Right
Wow.
on.
That's cool.
What do you think, Eric? You haven't said anything about this one yet.
Well, I don't know what to say. I guess they all seem like pretty good musicians. I've never heard of these guys or heard any of this before. It's all new to me.
Pardon me. All right. Well, that's cool.
I don't know what how the reaction thing. I'm still trying to understand what we're doing here.
just talk about what you think. Like, there's no right or
I think they're
wrong.
really good musicians.
Cool.
How's that?
they play right notes.
Yeah, they
As
do a good
opposed-
all of the
job.
right notes.
They play a lot of them too.
Okay. Well, do you guys know how we're going to have to do the little Zoom thing every now and then? I'll just close the room, reopen the same link, everything. Just come back as quickly as you can. We'll probably have to do that one time during this session. We're going to go ahead and start on the next one first, and at least try to get the song played, because we have more than 10 minutes left at this moment. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to do the Les Paul and Slash one next. I have not heard this. Everybody cue up Les Paul with Slash. This is Kyle's pick. I personally am a huge Slash fan and a huge fan of Les Paul guitars in
Yeah.
general. And I've heard Les Paul, and he's very, very good. I especially love listening to him with other people. Like, I think he did stuff with Chet Atkins. He did stuff with
Yeah.
like Mary Ford. All kinds of really great musicians. So, Kyle, why don't you go ahead and introduce this while everybody's getting it queued up and ready to go?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Like around 4 years ago, this guy that has this channel put up a bunch of footage of Les Paul, and a lot of it's recorded sometime in the 90s, around 2000 sometime. Yeah, it just kind of depends on which particular video. But Les Paul had a standard gig in New York, and as people would come through, they would come and just to see him play. And often he would call them up on stage. So usually, like on this channel, are people that they weren't really planning to play. It just kind of depends on a particular person. But Les would get them up and they would jam, and it was fun because you got to see them just kind of banter back and forth, because Les Paul had quite a sense of humor too. He was he was very witty, so it's fun to see his personality come out too.
Excellent. I'm excited to see this. Are you guys all ready?
Yeah.
All right. So, without further ado, Musicians Panel reacts to Les Paul with Slash. Here we go.
Oh, that's a super warm tone right off the bat. It's got that it's like that Fender clean tone quality.
You wouldn't expect that from a Les Paul. That Fender sound.
Yeah, no, I think it's more so whatever amp he's going through.
You're with me. I know you are.
Nice chords. I like the backing. Even though it's only your basic 1-4-5.
This is like, when's he gonna let me play?
This is probably some of the bluesiest playing I've seen from Slash.
That's the coolest part about the series is you see a whole different side to some of these players that come up there with them.
Yeah, it's very Chicago blues style from him, which, yeah, that's like completely unexpected.
I disagree. About the unexpected part, anyway.
I wish they would have moved the camera so you can see what they're doing better.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking that.
Les is gonna play though.
I like that echo he's playing with. Les, I mean. Oh yeah, and the blue notes. Those are nice. Those are nice.
How about that?
That's now that's the Slash I know right there. That little run that he did. Wait, did he just flip him off?
I was wondering that too. No less is possible.
Slash! What the hell's your last name? Slash, what is it? Irving Slash, or what's your first name?
All right, now I'm at stand-up, right? No, okay, my real name is Saul.
Suck what?
Suck what?
What is it?
It's salt.
I can't hear you.
It's salt. It's salt.
You got to talk into the hearing aid. Oh, don't shout at me. Okay. Forget about it, Slash. We'll go with that. Okay. Sing a dirty song. Sing a dirty song.
Sing a dirty song. Okay.
Yeah, oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, shout out to Vicky. Apologize for the music thing, volume. We didn't really notice on the Dream Theater just because it's kind of loud anyway. But that was sort of a lot softer, so I got that figured out. Shout out for helping me fix that. Lame mistake on my end. So let's just do a run around real quick because we're gonna run out of time if we don't. And so everybody stick around. To hear what we had to think about this, everybody. So we're going to be right back in like 2 seconds. All right. I'll see you guys in a second. And I'm back. Here I am, of course. Like I said, it's just going to be a second. We are live, and we're going to be talking about what we thought about Les Paul and Slash. That was freaking epic. So while they're away, make sure you take a second and subscribe to all of their channels. I will be putting their links in the description after the show. I didn't get a chance to do it before the show, unfortunately. But first, back in. We now have everybody has entered the waiting room at the exact same time. It could not be more perfect. So as my display is adjusting, everybody. Hello, everybody, and welcome back.
Hello.
All right.
So, what did you guys think about that, man? That was really awesome. So, I'm just gonna go first since I'm here. I really, really love Slash's playing. I've listened to a lot of Guns N' Roses, especially. My favorite albums of theirs were Appetite, and then I really love both of the Use Your Illusion albums. And if you listen to like just the hit songs, I could see you not thinking too much about Slash's blues playing, right? But
Mm-hmm.
but if you listen to the whole album, especially the Use Your Illusions, man, there is so much blues and bluesy and the leads, and you get to hear a lot more of what Slash is capable of because, I mean, like I said, Les Paul was like, are you going to let me play? I mean, we're supposed to be playing together. I heard him say something like that.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be playing together. And I mean, Slash is just such a huge dominating presence when it comes to guitar playing, that he wasn't given quite enough space, I would say. But other than that, and I really loved the way Les was making it funny and fun, like, and his tone was exceptional, his effects, and he would, he knew the right licks to throw in to like catch everybody's attention, and then, even if it was short, you know what I mean? Just enough to grab your attention and be like, ooh, I'm over here too. Don't just only listen to him. I can play too. What did you think? Let's go next to Evelyn.
I was gonna say that it was interesting. Again, I said this during the video. Seeing Slash in a different context that I didn't expect him to play the way he did. It was very. I mean, he threw a few rock style licks in there here and there, but he mostly stuck to like a kind of very like I guess jazzy Chicago blues style, which I was like, oh yeah, you're being you're restraining yourself quite a bit. And that's, I mean, that shows class, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, his playing was great. It was just a little bit over the top because Les is a little more laid back.
Definitely. No, he's definitely more of an old school player who he influenced all the great rock players in the 70s or 60s and 70s, I should say, who then in turn influenced a lot of the players in the 80s and 90s.
Absolutely. Definitely. What do you think, Eric? What do you think of this one?
I mean, I don't honestly, and this is going to sound crazy, but I don't think I've ever heard Les Paul play a guitar before. I mean,
That's cool. No, that's cool.
so, it's all new to me.
That's it.
I mean,
cool.
I'm still trying to understand what we're doing here.
No, that's good. That's good. That's good. And it's all good. And we're like I said, we're just sharing. This show is about sharing music we love and then talking about it. And sometimes it's going to be really popular and people are going to be watching and buzzing about and a whole bunch. And sometimes it's going to be more obscure stuff, and that's okay because this is just all about sharing.
For sure.
So if you have little to share, that's fine. If you have a lot to share, that's also fine. All right, so everybody go ahead and start queuing up the next one. I sent you guys all the Facebooks. It's Camel coming up next. This is Eve's choice. So once you're ready, Eve, why don't you go ahead and take a second and introduce what we're going to be listening to so we have an idea what's up.
Camel is a band from the Canterbury prog scene, which was a separate scene than the London scene that like Pink Floyd came from. And this is one of the top bands from that scene. Them, Caravan, and I'm blanking, but they were at the top of the heap. This specifically is a medley from an album, which is a soundtrack. It's an unofficial soundtrack to a movie about this. I think it's a French guy who finds this goose and nurses it back to health. And this is during World War II, I think, at the height of World War II or something like that. That's the premise of the film anyways. I've actually never seen the film, but I've listened to this record hundreds of times at this point. It's definitely one of my favorite progressive records. But yeah, they performed this on the Old Grey Whistle Test, if you guys have ever heard of it. It's definitely a good avenue to put that type of stuff out there, I think.
Cool. I'm excited to check it out. This is a long one. Strap yourself in, guys. We pause for nobody. All right. So is everybody ready?
Yeah.
I got one. Eric, you ready?
Ready.
All right. Eve's ready. All right, here we go. So without further ado, musicians panel react to Camel, the Snow Goose medley, live at the BBC, the Old Grey Whistle Test 1975 remastered HD. Here we go! Nice.
One thing I forgot to add, the entire soundtrack, or unofficial soundtrack, is all instrumental. They do have vocals and their other stuff. It's just this one's entirely instrumental.
That's cool.
Figured you'd appreciate the wind instruments.
I think that bassoon line.
It's very cookie actually, and kind of whimsical.
Yeah. Gives a good foundation and contrast from what the rest of the band was doing.
Yes. Yeah. It's not as melancholy.
Made me think of Jesus Christ Superstar.
Yeah, it's very. Now that you mention it, I never noticed that before.
With some yes thrown in there.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, especially in the keyboards.
Is that similar to the bassoon line from the
Yeah, I think it's they're probably reintroducing themes because I believe this is later in the album. I think it's one of the last tracks, if I remember correctly, and the other two that they play are earlier in the album.
Moog.
Yes, super Pink Floyd. I think the guitarist in this band is like a jazzier David Gilmour. His name's Andy Latner, by the way.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that riff. Yeah.
That was awesome.
That's
Thank
cool.
you. Thank you for sharing and suggesting that. That was really awesome. Very good suggestion, Eve.
I got a lot of obscure prog that I could probably throw in the mix. But I'll save that for later live streams.
Yeah, dude. Well, this is fun, man. I really enjoyed that. So there was an awful lot of like I felt like there was definitely some like Pink Floydy kind of influences, but there was also like just like influences of the times, like everything that was going on in the 70s. Like I mentioned, Yes, and you guys talked about some other groups. There was a lot going on in Europe at the time. Lots of incredible groups everywhere, and like the new things like the Moog that just added so much to the live performance. Being able to tweak those knobs and get those really cool sounds live like that.
Yeah.
And you know, I love the wind choir in the middle. That was so cool to cut away to that and like have like oboe and bassoon and clarinet and whatever just chilling on the stage with them. All of a sudden they like have the spotlight and they do this like really cool classical thing. Um, there was so many excellent riffs in that song.
Mm-hmm.
It was like so many moments. There was really cool guitar solos, really cool keyboard solos. Definitely a winner in my book across the board. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Awesome.
Kyle, why don't you go next? What do you think about that track?
Yeah, well, looking at chat, my wife said the guitar player looked very similar to my brother, like back in '78. So I was thinking of musicians that I would see as a little kid hanging out with my brother and stuff, and I was trying to think if I'd heard Camel. St. Louis has a pretty renowned classic rock station. It would play a lot of stuff, and I was trying to remember if I'd heard Camel before. Getting into it, I'm gonna say I like this a whole lot better than Dream Theater. At first glance,
yeah,
and mainly because like after hearing this one time, yeah, it's as complicated, probably not, but to me, what I liked about it for hearing it the first time is I could walk away, and if you ask me in 10 minutes to like whistle or hum or describe something that I heard, instead of having all kinds of things going on in the quicker pace and stuff, their virtuosity was a little bit different. It's
Mm-hmm.
more about the arrangement, the composition, as opposed to playing your instrument. But of course, you had 30 years of innovation too. With the genre, which is pretty cool. I really enjoy the contrast. You had that kind of groovy 70s vibe, and going to the woodwinds, quartet, I think, and then coming back, that was very much like a musical piece. You're trying to tell a story, you're trying to have some drama, uh, and you had those recurring themes that were very easy to identify. You could be someone, you could be like a lay person listening to this and just be a music fan and be able to follow this really well. Where it seems like some other progressive stuff, you have to be really into music. You got to go, I know about Dorian and I can sharp the 5 on the Dorian and I know what that
Yeah.
means. And you have to, because it takes a little bit of appreciation, kind of like looking at Picasso's works and understanding what cubism meant and what was going on in the history. And likewise, seeing this as it's very representative of 70s prog rock, and that's not a bad thing, because there was so much. And again, I was hearing Zappa a few times too, especially near the end. There in St. Louis, we have an awesome group, El Monstero, that does Pink Floyd tributes, and they'll play Dark Side of the Moon in its entirety. It is phenomenal. It is something to see. It's very cool. So and
Cool.
I was thinking about that too.
Okay. Eric, real quick, which one do you want? Heat waves? Gooey?
No, I got to tell you, now that I'm getting a better understanding of what we're doing here,
I've already got it in the title, man. It's too late. All right, if you don't pick, I'll pick.
I mean, we'll listen to it. It just doesn't make any sense because everybody's picking live classic.
No, that's not true.
Yeah,
That's not brother, man.
This is like a chart-topping Billboard thing. I told you, it's kind of like.
Well, so okay, so I'm not gonna.
Musicians.
It doesn't matter.
Musicians. They're just like.
It doesn't matter. Okay, so
yeah.
I'm gonna pick the lyric video. That way we don't worry about it. Okay. I'm gonna pick the lyric video because this is gonna be about the music and the song.
I just didn't understand what we're doing here.
Not about the video. Okay.
Okay.
Dude, you're perfect.
It's just kind of embarrassing now because I didn't understand what we were doing.
Well, okay.
You're good, man.
Let Kyle talk to you for a
guys
second.
got all these classic things with actual musicians, and I just picked a song I heard a few times that I sort of like.
That's fine.
Well, that's fun to hear too, because that part of the fun of this is hearing something totally different. And I kept debating I almost said Shaft instead of Les Paul. I guess Slash and Shaft just kind of went in my head, but I almost pulled some contemporary hip hop. So I mean, it was one of those things I'm not sure what to pick. So yeah, man, don't worry about it. It's all good. It'll be fun.
I guess.
Yeah, man. It's all about just picking something and having a good time with it. So every once in a while, I may choose, like I said, to play a lyric video instead of a music video, just because if a music video is super, super, super popular, then, the blockers do exist, and they have cut my streams before, specifically for copyright. And there's just certain artists that do it and certain artists that don't.
You probably won't want to play this because this is on the charts. I mean, you might get.
Oh, I'm so concerned that I'm just going to hate it. Is everybody ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna take a second because Eric is being a little bit shy and give him a very special shout out. Join the millions that are flocking to buckget.com to monetize your social media and share what you do. It's sort of kind of like Fiverr, right? So if you guys have ever heard of Fiverr, if you've ever used Fiverr, right, this is an alternative to it that you can check out and, offer your services or say I was actually thinking about getting my my little YouTube thing turned into a vector so that I could put it on merch and stuff. I'll go on to buckget.com and I'll see if I can find somebody to do it for me for a really reasonable price, and I'm sure I will be able to. So everybody, that was for you, Eric. That was for you, my man. That was for you.
All right.
I'm
Okay.
gonna have to look into this website.
Yeah, Buckget, man, it's cool. Like I said, it's like Fiverr, but it's different. It's a little bit more social, or I don't know. Check it out. It's a lot of fun. All right, everybody. So, without further ado, Musicians Panel reacts to Glass Animals Heat Waves. We're gonna do the lyric video. Here we go. Oops, sorry.
I like this Atari video style for that character.
Yeah. One of the good things about it is the video.
I remember playing Atari 2600 and I was I must have been like 4 or 5 years old. And yeah.
Well, this isn't the video.
Oh yeah.
I told you
Sure.
it had too many views. I don't want to get blocked.
So we never think about you and me. But today I see our reflections clearly in Hollywood, playing on the screen. You just need a better life than this.
Or it's like hearing stuff like this in 211 production.
Fake water all across the road. It's gone now, the night is come. But sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He always been faking me out.
For some reason I'm getting Boys to Men by Skaggs. Maybe because I just grew up. I remember being like 8 years old and hearing them on MTV. I think it's the harmonies too.
When you sleep and smile so comfortable, I just wish that I could give you that look that's perfectly unsaid. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He always been faking me out. He always been faking me out. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He's been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He always been faking me out. Can't make you happier now.
Really like that.
Yeah, I gotta say it didn't seem as contrived as my mind was initially going into it, thinking it would have been. But yeah.
Yeah, it definitely had that like indie trap pop vibe, and I was really liking it because the way the vocals were produced reminded me a little bit of the Black Keys, although the genre was entirely different. It's interesting because I try to seek out songs like this. This is something totally in my vocal range. But for songs to add to my whenever I perform cover songs, this is really cool because I was thinking it's like, I think I could loop that. I think I could definitely sing that. I could probably come up with some strange thing to play with my guitar, to take care of the music part. But that's really cool. I I really enjoyed listening to that because this is not something I normally, like on my satellite radio go, oh, hey, I want to, I'm usually kind of where, like around turn of the century, late 90s, early 2000s kind of stuff I'm looking at. So that was cool. I like that.
Yeah, me too. Eric, I don't see. I think you've got the point of the show down. Just
Totally.
just
This is just the thing that I played the most on my playlist when I'm driving around.
yeah,
You
it's
know?
got a nice groove, man. The vibe about it is pretty cool. Like I'm not a big fan of the computery sounding vocals, and there were some of those, but then there were also some really nice, clean sounding vocals. The vocals on the chorus were really nice, how they were in octaves.
Mhm.
We had the higher vocalist was not belting; they were in a very nice, heady mix that was sort of soft and I mean this in a good way, feminine sounding, because the underneath vocal was sort of plain and like not, I mean plain like not vibrato, like not like a whole lot of like put on tone, just kind of like not even talk singing. It was sung, but it just wasn't sung like in a complicated fashion because it was meant to mix with that breathy, feminine, high head voice. And the production on the chorus vocals was exceptional. I thought it sounded really good. Um, you know, as the song developed, I liked where it went. It definitely would have been cool to see the music video, but I just chose the safe choice on that one. Just because sometimes when you start seeing the high numbers of millions of views, it's like okay, all right. What do
Well,
you think,
even
Eve?
this one's got 18 million.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a lot.
I I I was gonna say, like I said in the video, the way that they harmonized the vocals kind of reminded me of like mid '90s R&B, like Boys to Men and the Tony Braxton. Strangely enough, and I'm not like super familiar with that, but I remember seeing it very young a number of times on MTV back in the day, and the vocals had like a similar sort of like harmoniousness to them. And then yeah, I kind of like the sound of the keyboard. It was there was some elements that I would this is something I would go and listen to on my off time, but yeah, looking at it from an objective or as objective as I can be point of view, yeah, it wasn't horrible.
Hey, that's cool. Everybody has their cup of tea,
Well,
and
this is
that's
kind of what
cool.
I was saying though, Matt. I didn't understand the format here. I thought this was going to be like, this is a song I listen to a lot,
You're
and
fine.
I
It's
listen to the
fine.
charts, man. I listen to what's the things that kind of get played out.
You're good,
Yeah.
man. You're totally good. You're totally good, dude. That's why I picked you to be on here, man. Because you're just a little bit different of a personality. You're more of a computer and business kind of guy, but you're also a musician, and you're pretty good, man. I like jamming with you and having you on. And when you're in a little bit better mood, you've got an incredibly good personality. So we'll try to get you a little more cheered up for next time.
It's all right. I'm just an opinionated person, so don't take anything I say personally.
Yep, it's all good. So we're looking at about the end of an hour here. So you've got to get rolling, don't you, Kyle?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up for today, man. I will first of all want to thank the three of you guys for being here with me. That's been awesome. Thank you, Evelyn Holland. Thank you for being here. Go ahead and
Thank you.
check out her YouTube channel. Good music hangs out there. I'll be putting the link in the description later today. Make sure you guys check out buckget.com. We got Eric. Really cool guy. Check out his website, and he's got some videos too. You can listen to him talking about stuff on YouTube as well. We got Kyle Walz and his new. It's always backwards. I guess it's me weird. We got Kyle Walz and his new album Blood Candy. Make sure you check that out. Kyle Walz, Kyle Walz on Instagram. That's right. Kyle Walz. We all get to practice our pie, right?
Yeah.
Yes, all right. And if you guys want to check me out more, you got lots of videos on my channel, hundreds of videos I'm uploading daily. In addition, I've got live streams, and then also I've got music lessons, and I'm setting up to do live music performances for you guys. I'm super excited about that. I'll be posting about it. It's really cool putting the sets together right now, doing my final rehearsals, so check me out. Also, you can support me on Patreon at patreon.com/Matthews Music Lesson Studio. That's where you can get the most pull for your requests, right? If you want us to do something, you can join there, message me directly on Patreon and say, hey, I would like you to see you cover this, or I'd like to see you blah, 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 blah. I'd like to see you react to this, whatever. And of course, music lessons from me at MatthewsMusicLessonStudio.com, where you get to be the one to record the lesson on your device. Keep it forever. If you delete it, you can just go back to Zoom and just download it again. It's yours. You can't lose it. It's so cool. So make sure you guys check me out there, MatthewsMusicLessonStudio.com. Anything else you guys want to say before we finish up for today?
I would have to say, I hope everybody watching is having a good day.
Cool.
Yeah, I was
Anybody
gonna say, really cool to meet both of you. This was fun. It was cool to hear some new music. All three bands were something new for me, and that was good to expand myself like that. It's extra fun for me when I get to do that.
Yeah, me too. And I love the variety. Anything you want to say to close up, Eric?
No, I'm good.
Get your bucks at bucket.com. Yeah. And I'll
I've
see
been
you
in that
guys next time. Thank you guys all for being with me. Thank you for watching. Everybody, thank you so much. And I'll see you guys next time on The Sound Live. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Bye now.